I'm mighty glad to see you folks today. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon, and I understand you folks are interested in hearing my story. My name is George Borton, and I was born in 1794 in New York State. 1794 is just 11 years after the Treaty of Paris made the United States of America a sovereign nation. So it was still pretty much of a wild country. I was born in the Susquehanna River Valley. I was the first son and second child of a family that would grow to have 11 children. In 1804, our family moved from that Susquehanna River Valley to a place called Avon Township in Livingston County, New York. And there we farmed and grew until 1812, when war broke out between the British and the United States. Now, the British, as it turned out, were spoiling to get some of their land back from what they thought they had lost unrightfully to the Treaty of Paris in 1894, 1783. So they were spoiling to get some of that land back, and hopefully getting it all, including the original 13 colonies. So they took as their allies some other British sympathizers that were living amongst us at that time. There were a lot of them. They were called Native Americans, and they were Indian tribes from all over that were willing to help the British defeat the Americans, who were being very difficult with where the Indians could hunt and fish and live. So they were very willing to take on the support of the British and help with that cause. Well, I was 19 years old at that time, and my brother James was 17, and we felt it was our responsibility to help with defending our farm and our nation. So we joined the New York militia, and under Captains Rowley and McNair, we joined Captain and Colonel Swift's regiment, and were stationed in a place called Black Rock. It was a place that was near Buffalo, New York, and it was a supply depot for the American forces in that area. It was a very important place, a rallying point for the American forces. They depended on provisions brought by people throughout from citizens, American citizens. And so my father and my little brother Benjamin brought up a wagon load of provisions to Black Rock. And unfortunately, it was at the very time of pneumonia epidemic. And it wasn't 3 days that my brother was there before he died of pneumonia. My father was very sad to go back home to my mother and tell her that she had lost her third son. I survived the illness and the efforts of the British and the Indians to end my life, and my end of 1 year of service to the nation. I was mustered out, and some of my comrades and I went to Buffalo, nearby Buffalo, and stayed there for happened to be in December of 1813, and it was the time when the British brought all their troops, burned the entire city of Buffalo, as much as they did to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. That was about all I could take of that, being in that area. So two of my friends and I started to go home and left Buffalo. It was just a few miles outside of Buffalo when we came across a band of hostile Indians. And they recognized us as being Americans. And they scalped and killed one of my friends. Another, in the desperate attempt to get away, went in one direction, and I went in another. I made it home. I never did hear about it. My experience of the harrowing experience. It was something that I remember throughout the rest of my years. It was 1814 is when the war was over. 1843, I was 50 years old. I had married my wife Julia. We had started a family. We had 8 lovely children. At about that time, 1843, it was 6 years after the United States of America had granted statehood to this area called Michigan. They were offering land at prices so low that take up as many acres as I could buy, and we moved off to Shelby Township in Michigan. It was a place that had about, it was what we would call Shelby Road and 23-mile road. That's where we settled and raised our children. After 27 years of marriage to my lovely wife, Julia, she succumbed, passed away, and left me with my 8 children. Several of them were grown, but 3 had not grown to adulthood yet, so I took a second wife, Lucretia Dudley. Sadly, she passed in just a few short years also. It was in 1867, that when I was 74 years old, that I sold that property and found another piece of property in Avon Township, yes, in Oakland County. And I lived out throughout those years farming, and it wasn't until in my 95th year that I passed away. To rest here on the spot.
Really nice, Bob.